What's good, YouTubers and YouTubettes? This is JB Sports, back again with another one. Got some breaking news, man. Shakur Stevenson, the WBC lightweight champion, has reached the agreement to take on number one contender in the WBC, William Zepeda. The fight will be the co-main event to the Dimitri Bivol versus Arthur Beterbiev undisputed light heavyweight clash, going down October 12th in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Now, there was some fraudulent reports came out earlier today that Shakur Stevenson was going to be taking on Gervonta Tank Davis November 23rd in Las Vegas, Nevada, aka Sin City at T-Mobile Arena. That was fake news. That was fugazi. Both fighters put on their Twitter page that was cap. And Tank Davis was never going to fight Shakur Stevenson. Now, my source is telling me that Shakur Stevenson's co-manager, James Prince, who used to be the manager of the Ghetto Boys. You remember the Ghetto Boys? My mind's playing tricks on me. Well, IFL TV reported that Shakur and Tank had agreed to fight on November 23rd. And IFL TV was playing tricks on the boxing public because that fight was not done. Never was done. And again, my source was telling me that James Prince, co-manager of Shakur Stevenson, got a phone call from the PBC who represents Tank Davis, and they asked him would Shakur be interested in a fight with Tank, and James Prince said yeah. And the PBC official, premier boxing champion, the PBC official said that they will get back with James Prince in about a week to negotiate the fight between Shakur and Tank. A week went by and they didn't hear from the PBC, so they moved into another direction. And with the help of Turki Alashiki, who's putting on mega events, man. Turki Alashiki, who is one of the big players in the sport of boxing, just started getting involved in putting on mega boxing events here in the last year or so. And he's done it again, man. He's got a big card going down this Saturday featuring Terrence Crawford versus Israel Marjanov. I'm going to come out with a prediction video maybe by Thursday. I'm also going to break down the fight between Pitbull and Jose Valenzuela. And I'm also going to break down the fight between Andy Ruiz, former heavyweight champion, taking on Jiro Big Baby Miller. So you got 3 prediction videos coming out before that fight takes place Saturday in Los Angeles, California, IA. But again, Shakur Stevenson will take on William Zepeda in a card that's looking like it's going to be another stacked card like this card's going down August 3rd. As we already know, the main event's going to be Beterbiev versus Bivol in a fight that the hardcore boxing fans have been wanting to happen for the last several years. It's finally going to come to fruition October 12th. And we got a great co-main as Shakur Stevenson will be defending his WBC lightweight title versus number one contender William Zepeda. Now, the last couple of fights, Shakur Stevenson has left a lot to be desired by the boxing fans. A lot of his fans and other fans have been saying his fights have been boring, but you ain't got to worry about that with William Zepeda, man. William Zepeda is bringing the heat. And if you can't handle the heat, get the hell about the kitchen, because he's bringing the pressure. He's throwing a lot of punches. He seems to have a strong chin, walk through punches. He's a guy that's a ferocious body puncher. So he's going to make Shakur have to bring out his A game. And Shakur, if he is what everybody say he is, should be able to put his boxing ability on display and show not only Zepeda, but boxing fans worldwide that there's levels to this, and I'm on a whole nother level. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Now, a lot of people are going to go in on Tank Davis saying that Tank and his team wasn't serious about fighting Shakur. As again, my source is telling me that they never got back to Shakur's co-manager, James Prince, about a fight involving those two high-level lightweights. And a lot of people say that Tank and his team probably don't want no smoke. I think Tank won't smoke, but I just think his team, they just negotiated a 6-fight deal with Tank for him to fight on Amazon Prime. The first fight of that 6-fight deal was Frank Martin. I just think they're not going to put him in a risky fight with Shakur Stevenson, in a fight that many fans think is 50-50. I don't think it's 60-50. I don't think it's 50-50 based on what I've seen recently out of Shakur and what I've seen recently out of Tank. I think it's more like 55-45 or 60-40 in Tank's favor, but that's still a great opportunity and a great chance that Shakur Stevenson can win that fight. And I don't think that the PBC is willing to put Tank in that type of fight this early in the multi-fight deal that they have for his fights to showcase on Amazon Prime. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. But Tank Davis, who will he fight? He will be fighting November 23rd. Now, they did get the date right about Tank fighting on that date, but they got the opponent all wrong, as we just seen with this recent news with Shakur fighting Zepeda, not Tank. But he will be fighting November 23rd at T-Mobile Arena. And from what I'm hearing, the likely opponent will be the winner of Pitbull versus Jose Valenzuela, a.k.a. Rayo. That's going to be the co-main event to the Crawford-Marginal fight this Saturday night. Again, I'm going to be coming out with some prediction videos for the Crawford-Marginal fight and the Pitbull-Valenzuela fight and the Andy Ruiz-Gerald Miller fight. That's a crossroads matchup in the heavyweight division featuring the former undisputed heavyweight champion, the first Mexican heavyweight champion in boxing history, taking on Gerald Miller, that once upon a time was one of the top contenders in the heavyweight division. But due to the fact that he was found with multiple PDs in his system, he ain't seemed to be putting on the same type of performance since he popped dirty. He was a heavyweight that threw punches in bunches. He was a guy that averaged more punches per round than any heavyweight in the division. Can he get back to that? If he can't get back to that post PDs, then we got a great matchup on our hands this Saturday night in a loaded card, August 3rd in Los Angeles, California. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Is it in Inglewood? Maybe Inglewood. It's either in LA or the greater LA area. I think it's in Inglewood. They got a new soccer stadium out there that they're going to host that fight. They recently built a new state-of-the-art basketball facility for the Los Angeles Clippers. A couple of years ago, they renovated the Forum. They had a lot of high-profile events there. So Inglewood, up to no good, is really trying to be a player in the sports, not only in boxing, but in the NBA and in MLS. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. They had a boxing match in the Forum since what? What was it? Was it Juan Manuel Marquez? He fought Mike Alvarado, if I'm not mistaken. That fight was in renovated Forum. And that was, I said a couple years ago, that was actually probably about 5 years ago. But that was the first domino that fell in the Inglewood area when they renovated the Forum. And after that, they built a state-of-the-art facility for a soccer stadium. That's going to be the venue for the Crawford-Marginal fight. And another state-of-the-art facility, NBA arena, which will be opening this coming NBA season, will be the venue and the home of the Los Angeles Clippers. Clip City, Rip City. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. What they call it, Clip City, Chip City. They thought that was going to be the case when they brought in Kawhi Leonard, the Los Angeles Clippers. With all that being said, let me get out there. Let's just stick to the subject of boxing. And again, breaking news. Shakur Stevenson will be taking on William Zepeda, 12-round title fight. And Stevenson will be defending his WBC lightweight title. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Very, very, very interesting news, man. Who will Tank fight? He'll be fighting November 23rd. That'll be 8 days after the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson fight that's supposed to take place November 15th. That's a mega matchup. Will both events hurt the other? Will Tank, whoever he fights on November 23rd, will their pay-per-view buys, their ticket sales, the money they generate for that fight, will that be hurt by a fight that it's going to be a big fight? You can say what you want to say about Mike Tyson, Grandpa Tyson fighting Jake Paul, a boxing novice who came up on the Disney Channel, and who's a guy that a lot of the boxing fans don't take seriously. That fight going to do some big numbers. Now, it's not going to be on pay-per-view. From what I'm hearing, it's going to be on Netflix, but it's still going to be a big fight that's going to attract a lot of attention. Then you got another fight coming behind that 8 days later. Will that fight hurt the revenue that's generated by Tank in his fight November 20th? Will that hurt the money that Tank in his fight generates on November 23rd? That remains to be seen. we'll just have to wait and see, man. But again, Shakur Stevenson will take on William Zepeda. October 12th will be the co-main to the Arthur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol undisputed fight at 175 pounds. They're going to have several other high-profile fights on that card, but those are the first two mega matchups that will be going down October 12th. And Tank remains without a dance partner as his first opponent that he was looking to secure. Lomachenko pulled out in the middle of the negotiations, saying he wanted to spend time with his family. My sources telling me he was not happy with what's being offered. The family part probably played a part in it, but it was not the main reason why he pulled out of the negotiation. As Lomachenko has never been the B-side in any of his fights since he turned professional, and I don't think he was willing to accept the offer that Tank and his team was willing to offer him for their unification fight in November. So we will see what happens, and we will see what transpires. Follow me on Facebook, Gerard Briscoe. Follow me on Instagram, JB Sports 9707. Follow me on X at Briscoe Jai 77071. Follow me on TikTok, JB Sports New Media. Follow on my two channels at JB Sports The Man, The Myth, The Legend 9656, and at JB Sports 3303. And like, share, and subscribe to JB Sports The Man, The Myth, The Legend. And I holla.